Good morning. Today we are sharing a review on the 3970, especially on what we call a transitional batch, because the piece we have here is featuring a second series case, the one with the batch with the big hallmarks, which is very rare, but it shows a third series dial with the baton hands. Also, the case number and the movement number are matching for second series and third series. So we have the idea, we have all the certainty that this is a piece or a badge that it's unknown until nowadays in the market. We found some information on the internet. There was one auction recently, a few years ago, but people were not giving that important to this reference, to 3970, and that sold, but didn't, went a little bit under the radar. Nowadays, 3970 is one of the hottest reference for Patek Philippe, and we've done this research. We decided buying this piece, and it will be also nice because we are sharing the information with Ali Nael from Future Grails. It's an auction house in Singapore, and they auction very fine pieces, and they have a lot of knowledge on this reference. We have good friendship with him, so it will be interesting to see what are his thoughts and what does he think about the condition of the watch. Let's call him and see what he has to say about it. I think he will be pretty excited. Good morning, Ali. How are you doing?
How are you, my friend?
Good.
How's
Good.
things? How's Spain?
Spain is good. Quite hot at the moment, but well, I think that's nothing for you, you know.
Yeah, I was in London last week. It's very hot, you know. I think Europe is becoming
Yeah.
difficult for summer holiday, I guess.
Okay. How was the auction? Very happy, no? I think. Great results.
Very happy. I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering from the auction, but very happy. Yeah, a lot of support. You know, you see the big pieces, you know, a lot of support also on the big stuff.
Yeah.
So the market is looking always for like, you know, valuable, not necessarily expensive, but valuable pieces that they can keep in their collection. So the support was very strong, and we're very happy with the result.
I'm glad. Yeah, congratulations. I saw that top lot.
Thank you.
That made a
Thank
world
you very
record,
much.
right? The 3971. That's a new world record. Is it correct?
Yes, it's correct. It's correct.
So now we're talking about 3970s, 7170s, and yeah, the purpose of the call is that I want to discuss about a watch I just got in, which I think might be very interesting because it's, of course, not as important as the first series you just sold, but I think it's something that we need to study. Maybe with you have a lot of data, so that can be helpful. I think we are talking about some transitional piece. So you have the peaks, okay? You know what I send you, but
Yes,
show the camera.
very sharp
here.
case.
The case is super sharp, and we have this second series case with the big hallmarks, but we have a third series dial and the baton hands. So I was able, before buying the watch, I did some research, and I was able to find something similar sold in Phillips with a very similar serial number. But I'm sure that you can throw us some more light about it. So
Yes, you shared with me before you called me just now the serial numbers.
Yeah.
876400, correct?
Exactly. Which is nice also.
Yeah, I made a quick research. Actually, it's perfect. The watch is 100% born like that. The case is made in 1991.
Okay. So that
The
makes sense, no?
movement is made in 1992.
Okay. So you think 1991 makes perfect sense for big hallmarks? Okay. Those were,
100%.
it was
Yeah,
produced in a very short
100%.
period, no? The big hallmarks. So it's quite
I
interesting.
found examples actually already in the database with very very similar serial numbers, like 2 or 3 serial numbers before,
Yeah.
2 3 serial numbers after,
Yeah.
and also the same dial. So I tell you how I see this watch, and I can confirm it actually. Case is 1991 produced.
Yes.
movement 1992, but actually they only encase the extracts say 1993. So actually Patek only encased the watch in 1993. So definitely they cannot put the second series dial on that watch. Also, the movement serial number is already third series.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this is definitely a transitional example, meaning that they have already the case. Then they have the movement as well, and then they got the confirmed order, and then they put the watch together and sold it to the boutique, which in place sold it to the client. So to sum it up, 1991 case, 1992 movement, encased in 1993 and sold in 1993. So they cannot put the second series dial on this. They have to put the third series dial as per the norm for Patek. They always follow the time that they encase the watch.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I imagined because I noticed of what I found. I found one sold what I was telling you in Phillips, 2019 in Hong Kong, and in fact it's the same serial. So the case number, it's just a few numbers away, and the movement number also. The case number is really near, so it makes sense. Also in white gold with the big hallmarks, everything. So. Yeah, there seems to be like some transitional batch that was not very known in the market. No, this might be something.
No, Ignacio, I think people forget that this watch is very hot at the moment. Come on, it took 30 years. 30 years for these watches to be very popular, right?
Yeah.
But back in the 80s, early 90s, these watches were quite expensive for the crowd. So they were not very easy to sell for the retailers, right? So of course the retailers will take the allocations, but they don't want to stock these expensive watches because the demand was not there. So it was very common, especially for the Stern father time, to wait for the demand. Okay, some retailer call and then say I want one. They go, they find at the drawer that really they have the case. They have the movement. They put it together and they sell the watch. So there was two types of ways. Of course, they produce batches and they sell. And there was another way that they get the order and they encase the watch, which is actually attractive for both the manufacturer and the retailer. They don't have to stock it. They have the demand, they have the order, and then they put the watch together. And as you know, that period also, Patek also did a lot of special references, special cases. They were very flexible, to accommodate their top clients.
So the thing is that they had these spare cases. No, that's my thoughts. Those spare cases in the warehouse, let's say, they had the new movements and they assembled everything together. No?
Correct. I mean, 1991, 92, and then they encase in 93. It makes complete sense. And as per the norm of Patek, if the period where they encase the whole thing, they have to put the most recent dial variation. Because usually they really discontinue, the dial variation, and they go into different batches. And also sometimes they change who made the dials. So even if they have an extra dial in their drawers, they will not fit it on a 1993. So this is an amazing find that you did here. Amazing, and I'm very interested, my friend.
Well, we will come and show you the watch. Okay.
Yeah, so can you reserve it for me, please?
Yeah, I will, because it's very nice that you throw us all this light, and also normally our way of working. If you get some information from someone else, that's what I do also when they ask me. I think that the normal thing should be to give you first dips for the watch. So. Maybe we can,
thank you very much.
We can take the occasion to come and visit you in Singapore. And,
I will share with you amazing stories about what Patek was willing to do at that time, for their clients. Sometimes they even, release references and then it's not popular. They will take back all the watches, from the retailers. They melt everything, they keep the movements, and then they release a new reference completely, So, I mean, they were quite flexible. I think it's much more rigid company today compared to before. Maybe now, okay, they make for the top clients, but in the past, actually, they really were very personal also with their clients.
Even personalizations were more flexible before. No, you find these dials. It still was very difficult, but it feels that today it's almost impossible. No?
The market was much smaller for Patek.
Yeah, of course.
Their clients they were treated as gods. So. I think now they have a lot, thousands of percents more clients or multipliers of thousands, from compared to the 80s. So of course they will be more rigid because all the people want something special, So of course they have to make it much more exclusive today than they had to do it before as a percentage of the market, I guess. But it's still, Patek is still the best in the world.
I know you like it. I know you like it. Okay, so
what's the plan? When you're coming? That's the most important now.
We will be arriving. Let me check flights, but we plan to be coming in a very few days. So I will keep you updated, and for sure we will bring this one. Okay, for you.
Amazing! I have goosebumps. Thank you very much, my friend. It was such a beautiful piece.
You will freak out with the condition of the watch. It's very nice. The hallmarks are.
I already freak out on the pictures. I already freak out on the pictures. This is amazing.
So
Yeah.
It's very nice.
You know what I told you when you sent me the hallmarks? So clear. I told you, hey, the gold guy, the guy that stamped these cases, he was not drunk that day.
No, that day he was very, very sharp. Yeah.
They used to stamp sometimes 2 times. It's like this guy was really.
Some of them, they are one on top of the other. Yeah. Especially with the big ones, no?
Yes, and then you see this one is so clear. The guy was completely sober that day.
It's clear, and
I think it wasn't cold outside because they will drink wine when it's cold outside.
Exactly.
In the mountains.
Hot wine. Okay. So I will text you later. I'm gonna have a look at the flights, and
yes.
We come and visit you. It's a long while, since I went to visit Future Grails, so it will be very exciting.
Fantastic. We have a tradition to meet in Geneva and have dinners together already, right? We have a tradition for many years now. So it's an honor to have you here.
It's a few years already we're doing this dinner. Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you. And is Umberto coming with you?
Yeah, for sure. We are both excited. So, we will both be coming.
Oh, fantastic. No Spanish wine for you, no Italian wine, okay? We're going to try something different.
I know you're a very good host, so I'm not worried about that. Okay.
Fantastic. Looking forward, guys. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Thank you very much. Bye.